Amid a simmering language row, Union Home Minister Amit Shah opened another front today by asserting that those who speak English in the country would soon feel ashamed. Speaking at a book launch event, Home Minister underscored that native languages were central to India's identity and should take precedence over foreign tongues. Now, what exactly he said, that in this country, those who speak English will soon feel ashamed. The creation of such a society is not far away. I believe that the languages of our country are the jewels of our culture. Without our languages, we cease to be truly Indian. And this statement of Amit Shah has gone viral. Social media users are commenting left, right, and center. But how do we see this comment? Does this comment reek of language imposition of Hindi, like many people in the South are viewing it as? Even Mamata Banerjee has raised this issue. So we'll try and discuss on this. Joining me this evening is former Congress spokesperson, author, and political commentator Sanjay Jha. Sanjay, thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Sanjay is in America and our time zones are so different. He's joined us very early morning from a big corporate meeting. I'm so sorry to wean you out of the meeting. But so my first question to you, how do you really see this statement as coming from Amit Shah as it does? Is this some kind of a distraction again? Because time and again, we've seen this tactics of BJP. Do you see this as a distraction?
Well, Neelu, since you mentioned at the very beginning that I'm in the US right now, I can tell you that it tells you how ridiculous and absurd Amit Shah's statement is, because some of the most successful people in America are American Indians or NRIs. And they have done wonders in business. They are amongst the most successful immigrants. And I can promise you, they do speak English. So I think Mr. Shah needs to do his homework. To start with, I was just thinking that you will remember this, that Mr. Modi, when he returned from his Saudi Arabian trip after the Pahalgam terror attack, he went to Bihar and he spoke in English there. He actually spoke in English there. And I can tell you that it tells you how bizarre this government is, or the BJP is as a political party. But let me tell you this with all seriousness. Amit Shah and Mr. Modi run the country. They do not make statements casually. They know exactly what they're aiming for. And the use of language as a cultural strategy to influence the larger political game plans that they have is the real play as far as Mr. Shah is concerned.
No, but
this is an attempt.
Sanjay, did he make that statement keeping in mind the elections in Tamil Nadu and Kerala? And which is why he is wanting to create that linguistic divide by talking about this this bit on Hindi. On English.
Neelu, let me tell you that this is an ideological mindset of the RSS, the Sangh Parivar of the BJP. There is this huge, political rhetoric that you will frequently hear about the colonial past and why only the language of identity politics is the one that will unify India. But it also reveals basically the sheer lack of what I call as wisdom to understand that India is such a diverse country. We have 22 languages in India. There is no official one language. And the truth is that if you look at the Northeast, the southern states of India, they don't speak Hindi at all. In fact, they speak English. They're very comfortable speaking the English language. So truly although I think Mr. Shah did not specifically mention which native language was he insinuating, or did he mean native languages, the truth is that if you look at the controversy that we're having over the 3-language formula with Tamil Nadu, that's a manifestation of the bigger intent of this government. And they will use every trick in the bag. Remember that language is a very powerful exhibition of one's identity, right? What language do you really speak? And religion, caste, language, these all become powerful ingredients in the larger chessboard of Indian politics. Mr. Shah, of course, has now said something that I do hope There are a lot of young people in this country because India's future belongs to the young. This is the demographic dividend story of India, which is fast evaporating because there are no jobs. That can you imagine a leader who's considered to be number two or a successor to the prime minister talking that, and he's used strong words, right? That if you speak English, you'll be ashamed. So you and I and millions of people in this country who speak English or who write in English, it's not that I don't speak Hindi. It's not that I don't speak my own language of Maithili. It's not that I don't understand other languages in India. But the truth is that Mr. Shah's limited, parochial, and provincial statement has to be condemned because it makes us look so regressive in the global sweepstakes that India has to be fighting for.
Right. But such a many people on the social media are also writing about the fact, and which is the fact, that Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah, they themselves are not comfortable with English. It's a
Mhm.
known fact. People have seen this. Now, is it out of some complex, or do you see it as a political agenda, a deliberately imposed political agenda, keeping in mind the elections in the southern states? It has to be two things. Is it out of an inferiority complex just because they cannot converse in English, or is it because of a political agenda they want to impose?
See, for the BJP, it is a clear political agenda because they realize that their real vote bank is really in the Hindi heartland. We all know that, right? And I think there, Mr. Shah's focus, frankly speaking, will be to look at Bihar elections, look at every state where they have been the dominant force. Uttar Pradesh, they weakened. So they will try and do everything to reinvigorate the fact that the BJP is the national party that represents the interest of the states in the northern part of this country. That's a larger unambiguous objective that Mr. Shah and the BJP will continuously and always work on, which is their fundamental right, and why not? Let them do what they do. But here is the truth. The truth is that today, if you look at our country, where do you get your passport to success in a very globally competitive environment? India has failed to create jobs in India. I mean, the fact remains that most of our people, young people, went abroad to create a life. You can see the data on the number of millionaires, dollar denominated millionaires who have left our country. Why? Because they don't see a scope for growing their business or leading their lives in a country. And you are telling them and their future generations that if you speak English, you're going to feel ashamed. Well, I am saying right now on your show that we are all proud Indians. We don't need a certificate from the BJP. And culture, the use of different languages in India is fascinating. We all love the beautiful, kaleidoscopic, charming, captivating narrative of our multiple languages. Of course we do. There is no denying that. But the BJP, unfortunately, and that's a tragedy of our country, and they have a huge following, which is the double whammy, that they use what is India's civilizational strengths, our religious diversity, our caste, even our caste hierarchy, which frankly speaking has been the detriment of India's interest. The BJP will use every trick in the bag to polarize India. Even language is a huge instrument. I live in Mumbai.
Yeah, Sanjay, the most hilarious part is, and I want to understand from you, that today when India's Home Minister says that those who speak in English will soon feel ashamed, how is the world really going to view Amit Shah's statement when we have a Prime Minister who says that India will become a Vishwaguru? So India aims to become a Vishwaguru without speaking in English. So what is the kind of message which Amit Shah is speaking? Is he speaking in a voice which is different from what the Prime Minister is saying?
Well, I can tell you for a fact that Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah are on the same page, absolutely the same page. I'm going to say something here which I think needs to be said because we are always being too politically correct. Like, for example, you need to be a graduate to get to a certain job. You need an MBA, for example, to be probably in some kind of a function where you have a bigger corporate ladder to climb. I similarly believe that English today is not a language that you have to look from from this very narrow-minded prism of hey, the English ruled us or the British ruled us for so many years, and now I'm going to be anti the language. I'm fully aware that if you go to many countries in the world, Neetu, I'm sure you know that. For example, France in particular, they are very reluctant to talk to you in English, even if they know English and they know you're a tourist. The French are very proud of their lineage, and there's a certain arrogance and so on and so forth. But that doesn't make the French very palatable, by the way. People find them very aloof. Some people find them very racist. It doesn't work in your favor. And the more accessible you are, the more you are able to establish connections and relationships with people from different parts of the world, even within your own country. You create a common bond. I think what Mr. Shah is missing is really the missing the woods for the trees. Strange as it seems, English is a unifier in our country as well. It's not just Hindi. English is also a unifier. Today, you go to many parts of India where people who don't speak Hindi, they probably will speak to you in English, in the Northeast, in the South in particular. So we fail to understand that you can't treat any language as hostile. When he uses words like ashamed, I mean, I am appalled. Or let me use Mr. Shah's language and say, I'm ashamed. Because Mr. Shah should know. I mean, he's a powerful man. He's like a heavyweight in this government. He does not have the license to suddenly tell India's young population that if you know English, is going to be some kind of an embarrassment for you.